Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle, and today I want to share with you guys my favorite natural baby products. If you're new here, I have 3 children. I have an 8-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And I wanted to make this video to share some of the products I've come across in my 8 years of being a mom. A lot of these products have been trial and error. I've encountered a problem and it's led me to this product. So, hope it's helpful. I got a wide range of feeding products, favorite clothes, different things, so it's all here. So let's start randomly from right to left. So one of the essentials of babies, of course, is diapers. Now with my 3 children, I have cloth diapered all of them. I do occasionally use disposables, for example, if we're going to be out of the house for extended time, like vacation, camping, stuff like that, where it wouldn't exactly be as convenient. If we're just going out to the grocery store or shopping, I do have cloth diapers I take with me or wet bags, but if it's an extended period, I do disposables. But from birth, we do cloth, and I'm sorry, but how adorable is this tiny little newborn cloth diaper? This is a little Joey diaper. And I have small children. All my children have been exactly 6 pounds, 14 ounces. So it was the only cloth diaper that fit them from birth, because a lot of them that are one size start at 8 pounds, and obviously my kids were a lot smaller, but it's so cute. It's just a little cloth diaper. So we have a bunch of newborn diapers. And again, we have all-in-ones. We have just the put inserts in and flaps. We have a wide range of them because, again, I've diapered 3 children, so I've tried a bunch of different products. And if you ever want a cloth diaper review of what I think is the best diaper after 3 children, let me know. But again, we are, in the much larger sizes now for my son. He's 1. So we do cloth diaper. If we ever have to be out of the house for extended period of time, I do use disposable diapers, and these are the most natural ones I have found. And again, we don't exclusively use these, like, if you're using these all the time, it would get expensive. If you only use disposables, it would get expensive, yes. But again, we only use these occasionally when we go out of the house, but I love that there's not chemicals, it's not full of junk. When my oldest daughter, who's 8 now, was a baby, we originally went to cloth diapers because she had a persistent rash. And no matter what disposable I tried, she would have a rash. So that's why we ended up switching to cloth. Once we switched to cloth, the rash problems went away. So when I was looking for a disposable, I knew I wanted something chemical free, something that was good. These are actually really soft too, very gender neutral. It's got that P line. They sell ones without them. Again, if you're curious, if your child wets itself, it'll turn a different color, because with disposable diapers it's sometimes hard because it soaks up all the urine to tell if they've wet themselves. It's not hard to tell if they've wet themselves in a cloth diaper. So we use these occasionally. This is the best brand I've found. I've tried 7th Generation, I've tried Honest Company. They don't compare to the Bamboo Nature. So those are my favorite disposable diapers. And in line with that, diaper cream. I wanted something natural, and especially with cloth diapers, there's a lot of diaper creams you can't use because of zinc oxide. It will actually ruin your cloth diapers and they won't absorb. So this is what I've used. It's the Earth Mama. I will have a lot of Earth Mama products on here. I'm a big fan of them. It's a diaper cream, and it's just a little solve of what you use. Alright, moving on to feeding. Now I have breastfed all 3 of my children. With my first, I did experiment with pumping a little, and bottle feeding. So with pumping, like I said, I didn't do it often. I have a Medela insurance paid for pump, and then starting out I had an Advent pump too. So when I did do occasional bottles, I did this. They are glass baby bottles, and because they were the Advent brand, they would actually screw into my breast pump. So I would pump directly into them. But like I said, they're glass, which I prefer not to use plastic, especially with my newborns. And like I said, it's screwed into that. So I have 3 of these that I would use. I used with my 8-year-old, but my other 2 children, I just exclusively breastfed. They never had a bottle. So again, not a bottle expert, but I just wanted to let you know there are glass options out there. Same with breastfeeding. I know in the hospital, sometimes after you give birth and you're breastfeeding, they'll give you samples of nipple cream for cracked, bleeding nipples, because that does happen, especially early on. I much prefer this, actually. It's the Earth Mama nipple butter. It's organic, non-GMO. It's also EWG verified, if you're curious what that is. It's a site that ranks things based on what kind of chemicals and toxins are in their products. They also have an app that I will put in a picture in here that I use a lot to scan products, and they'll give me a rating system of how many chemicals or toxins are in that, if it's considered safe. This is one of the most safe things you can get, which again is the aim, especially when you're dealing with newborns who are brand new in this world and not used to a lot of things. This worked wonderfully. I still use it to this day, actually, not for nipple cream, but it has more than one use. We've got out of the use of that, but it can be used for scrapes or scratches. I use it because it's winter right now. When my son gets the red cheeks from going outside because it's really cold, I'll just put a layer of that on there. It can be used as a lotion. So even when you're done with the initial purpose, it still has a million uses, and it's a great product. So I highly recommend this. Again, this is what I got. I got one of these when I had my son, and he's a year old, and we still haven't gone through the entire thing. So that's a wonderful option. And to go with some of that breastfeeding things, I got this when I had my second daughter. And they are just warmable heat pads that specifically adhere to around your boobs. So when you're early on or engorged, or you have trouble with clogged ducts, which I've had a couple times, the milk not being fully drained, you don't want to have mastitis. So this is a warm pack that you can either put in the oven or in a microwave, and it's got these little like sand-like beads inside it. So, and again, it forms around. There's 2 on here in the pack, and it really helps, especially in those early days when you're really engorged and uncomfortable. It helps release some of the pressure. And again, I've used them multiple times for milk ducts that have been clogged. I've never had mastitis, so that's great. And also, if occasionally I will use it for my neck as well, because it fits perfectly too. So if I have a sore neck, I will use it as a heat pack too. So again, it has multiple uses, which is what I love about these products. Is it's not just for one thing. You can continue to use it for multiple children, for multiple uses. In the realm of that postpartum area too, some of the best things, again, I've loved is the Earth Mama brand. They actually sell a postpartum pack. They sell one for if you have a vaginal delivery or if you have a cesarean. So there's a separate pack, which I love because obviously postpartum needs are a little different depending on what you have. So I've always gotten the postpartum one. It comes with the bath herbs, sitz bath, and then it comes with a perineum spray, which is really great and really helpful too. So again, if I have a family member or friend that just had a baby, I will most likely get that thing. I will get the postpartum pack for them depending on what kind of delivery they had, because it's awesome for new moms. For, let's see, washing, especially when they're new, I get the Earth Mama brand again. My son's older now, so I just use a plain Castile soap. Dr. Bronner's makes one. They make a specific baby one too. But just a Castile soap, because especially when they're really little, they just need a tiny amount. They don't need a lot. They're not really getting that dirty. But this is what I really liked after my son was born and my daughter was born. It's just a plain Castile soap. Again, it's that EWG verified, not full of chemicals, really good for you, especially when I was breastfeeding. I'm still breastfeeding now. I want to make sure I'm not using something chemically, especially since my son is obviously nursing. I don't want him to be ingesting those things. So I use something very safe for that. So for clothes, again, I prefer natural fabrics, especially since when my daughter was a baby, my 8-year-old, when she was a baby, she's always had really sensitive skin. She had dairy sensitivity when she was a baby. She had eczema, and she just couldn't wear a lot of unnatural fabrics. Like the first time she wore polyester pajamas, she broke out in hives. So that started our journey of more natural products, and organic cotton is really common, I think now in baby things, to find baby clothes and sheets and swaddles and all that. For the older kids, it can be a little more difficult, but I still have found things. But for the babies, what I really liked is Pact, P-A-C-T. They sell lots of t-shirts, basic supplies, pants, socks, different things. They have it from infant to adult too, so I've gotten a lot of their stuff as well, but this is just the example I have right now, little baby pants. H&M has a Conscious line, which is has organic cotton in their products. So this is just a example of what my son has now. He has a little pair of overalls made of organic cotton. And again, these were from my first child, so they've lasted 3 children, which is impressive. And then one I found when my daughter was younger, my second daughter, was Touched by Nature. It's a brand you can get it through Amazon. They have a bunch of organic cotton, pretty much anything you can need, onesies, blankets. They have stuff for older kids. They even have stuff for adults right now. I got our entire Christmas pajamas for this last Christmas for the entire family from them, all organic cotton, really nice material. Again, last a long time. So for baby wearing, when my children are newborns, I use a Moby wrap. And I specifically use, again, the organic cotton one because my kids have sensitive skin and they get hot really quick and they sweat a lot. So again, I just have a basic blue organic cotton Moby wrap that when they're a newborn, they really want to be snuggled up like that, and they're not quite old enough for an actual carrier, I use the Moby wrap. And I've used that on all 3 of my kids. When they're a little older and can go in a carrier, for example, my oldest was one of those babies that could not be put down, so I had to find something to put her in so I can get something done. So I found the Ergo Baby organic carrier, and you can also get a newborn insert, so when they reach the ability to be in it, and it tells you the specifics of when they're old enough to be in it. I know it depends on each carrier, but they have to be a certain height and weight, but as a parent you can judge that yourself. But again, this has lasted all 3 children, and I got the basic, kind of like a dark brown, and it's not a 360 carrier, so they can't go in back. Mine is only in the front, but what I like about it is it does have a sun shield, so if baby falls asleep or if you're at the zoo, this can clip above and it clips into the thing in the back here, so it's like a little sun shield for them. It's got a pocket in the front, extremely comfortable. I've never had back issues, and my husband has worn it multiple times too. I also have the organic cotton teething pads because they chew on that, but the entire outside is organic cotton. And again, it's held up to 3 children, so I've been really impressed with that. And I do also own the newborn insert for that Ergo for when they're little babies, and it's pretty much just a little cushion on their butt. It keeps them propped up. So that is the carrier stuff. For some miscellaneous, one thing I really like in baby's room is a nightlight, and my favorite thing for a nightlight is an actual salt lamp. Now there's theories that they help clean the air and all that, which is great if it's an added benefit, but I really like the light it emits. It's like an orangish red. Because if you do your research, the best light to have is that amber light, because blue light keeps us awake, and so I always have a salt lamp. Each of my kids actually have a salt lamp in the room, and it has a dimmable switch so it can be low or high. So if I get up in the middle of the night to breastfeed him or change a diaper, I don't have to turn a light on and wake everybody up, and it's easy for him to sleep with. It doesn't disturb his sleep patterns. So I have an amber light, or a salt lamp. One thing I really like to have in the room is plants too. Specifically, an aloe vera is the best air purifying plant you can get. Obviously, my son isn't running around in his room right now. He's 1, so he usually just sleeps in here or gets a diaper change. He doesn't actually play in here. especially since we have 2-story level house, it's just, when he's older, I won't leave the plant in his room, obviously, because it could be a choking hazard. But he has an aloe vera plant and a couple other plants. I'll insert a picture here. But I prefer to have an aloe vera plant. It's one of those things that purify the air, and the cleaner your air in is, and that your child's sleeping in the room, I think the better. So it's just one of those. One, it looks nice, and if it helps clean the air, awesome. I also keep a bamboo in here and 2 fiddle leaf figs. But as he gets older, obviously I will have to move those to other places. And then, let's see, one of the last things I want to share is bedding, because that's a big one with babies, right? So we have an IKEA crib. This is just the basic $100 IKEA crib. What I like is it has the slats on the bottom, so it's breathable. But specifically, I'll turn you guys around and show you. All right, this is my son's crib. And again, I had this for my 4-year-old. I had a different crib for my oldest daughter. I did not make it past the first child. So we've had this one for my second and third child. And again, IKEA, it's well made, it's breathable, and it's affordable. So for bedding, I always do organic cotton bedding for all of my children. It's breathable. Again, you want to look into toxic chemicals and things like that for your bedding, because not only are you in it for a long time, but your face is directly pressed against it, especially with children. So for bedding, this is from Pottery Barn. It's just a quilt. And again, the blanket, this sheet is from Pottery Barn as well, all organic cotton. I do prefer Burt's Bees sheets, though. I find them a little softer. Pottery Barn is a little scratchier. This was just a gift, so we put it on there too. But I rotate the sheets, obviously. But if you had to choose, I would choose a Burt's Bees. This is his organic little bear. And then specifically, the mattress. You want to be very mindful of the mattresses you get for your baby, because obviously their face is pressed against it. And they're pretty much inhaling whatever those chemicals are. So, for his mattress and for my other kids, I've used the Essentia mattress. It's a organic latex foam. So you can see it has a zipper here. This zipper can come off and this entire cover can be washed. This is all organic cotton. The inside is a foam, but it's not a squishy memory foam. It's still firm enough to meet crib standards. But there's no harmful chemicals in it. It doesn't have a bunch of toxins. If you've read about airing out new mattresses and cribs, it's all those chemicals that are coming out. And again, for my own peace of mind, I prefer not to have those things. You can look into research of why other countries have lower SIDS rates, because of they don't have chemicals in their baby mattresses. They don't have all these things in their bedding. So I encourage you to look into that, do your own research. But for my own peace of mind, the cleaner the stuff my kid's sleeping on, the better I feel about it. And again, I got this is called a stinky pad. It's just a waterproof pad. Again, this is the organic cotton. This is food grade backing on here, so it is waterproof. Again, everything is safe. So when my son sleeps with his face on this, I know it's breathable. I know there's no toxic chemicals that he's inhaling. So that is what we do for bedding. So again, those are the best natural baby products I have found after having 3 children in the last 8 years, and I hope it's helpful. And if you have any questions about specific products, please comment below. Thanks for watching.